Hey, Chandler Bolt here, and in this video I want to talk to you about how to isolate and solve any root issue in your job or business. At Self-Publishing School, we talk a lot about finding and fixing root issues. So how do we find the root issue? How do we fix the root issue? How do we keep this thing from happening once and for all? Now, I was talking with an employee the other day who's just world class at finding and fixing root issues. And we were talking about how this is just a skill set that almost no one has. And it's kind of this unique thing to find and fix root issues. So we're kind of walking through and we're like, hey, is this something that can be taught? Is this something that you either have it or you don't have it? Like, how do we train more people internally to be able to find and fix root issues? And what we discovered is that yes, it can be taught. And spoiler alert, a lot of the times when me and that person run into an issue at Self-Publishing School or in anything, we just Google things. So that's kind of the first step. And I want to walk you through the mindset and the skill set to find and fix root issues. So to find and fix root issues, you have to have this mindset. And the mindset is a bias towards action and a bias towards finding and solving problems versus deferring them to someone else. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be that special. Me and this person, we said, hey, we're not that smart. We don't know everything. Someone asks us a question, says, what's going on here? We Google around, poke around, test a bunch of things, try to find the answer, and then we ultimately end up fixing it and sending it back to them. But first is the mindset. So you got to say, hey, I can solve this, and this is a learnable skill set. Now, when it comes to the skill set, this is the three-step process, and really 3 questions that you can ask to figure out, is there even a root issue here? And if there is, how do you fix it? Question number 1, is there a root issue here, or is this a one-off problem? So really what you're looking for as part of this question is, can this thing be duplicated? So, if you're thinking customer support, so someone says, hey, this login didn't work. This link didn't work. This thing happened. The audio wasn't good on this video. The video didn't look good. So whatever the request that you're getting, is this a one-off issue or can it be duplicated? Question number 2, if it can be duplicated and you're sure that there actually is an issue here, what's the root issue or what's the root cause of this issue? So this is kind of the experimentation phase where you're poking around, you're Googling around, you're saying, hey, can I replicate this issue on this browser? What's going on here? Is it something to do with the browser? Is it something to do with the computer? Let me try it on my phone? The different things that you're going through to try to figure out where is the root issue. So I'm isolating. I'm trying to remove variables to say, is this a user error? Is this something to do with your computer? Is this something to do with something else? But how can I remove as many variables as possible and isolate different things and see when it stops? Or see where the real root issue is. Now, once you figure out where the root issue is, it's time to ask the third question, which is, how can I fix this? Or maybe a better question is this worth fixing? Because sometimes the trade-offs do not outweigh the cost of fixing this thing. So you need to first figure out, hey, how can I fix this? Is it even possible to fix this? Or is this just a bug in this software, the bug in this thing that I'm doing? And then once you figure that out, say, hey, all right, this is gonna take me 30 minutes. I'm gonna have to do X, Y, Z, and that's how I'm gonna fix this root issue. Then you can evaluate and say, hey, this is a problem that's affecting 3 people. It's gonna take me 3 days to fix it. Okay, probably not going to fix this. And you can weigh the trade-offs versus the benefits and decide, is this something that can be fixed? And is this something that's worth fixing? I want to give you a couple of pro tips. I'm in a virtual company. A lot of these issues that come up are something to do with technology. So if you run into technology issues, there's a few things that you can do. You can try turning it off and turning it on again. You've heard the customer support. Is it plugged in? Check that. Try a different browser. Try an incognito window. Clear your cookies. Those few things will eliminate like 99% of all issues. That's why it's very annoying, but it's always the first thing that they ask you when you get on the phone with customer support. So try those simple things. And then very important, this is kind of a little pro tip, but always use an incognito window when you're viewing something that you're going to send to someone else. So if I'm viewing a web page or if I'm viewing a video or if I'm viewing something that needs to be shareable to other people, I always pull up a incognito window in Google Chrome. It's Command-Shift-N. That's an incognito window. I'll pull that up. I'll drop the link. I'll look at it, make sure it looks right, then send it. And just by doing that, you avoid so much customer support or in some cases just so many questions, things like that. So always just kind of do a quick double check before you send something. So those are the pro tips, and that's the 3 steps of the 3 questions to find, isolate, and solve any root issue. I know that this can be super boring, and maybe you're bored just watching this video, but this is very, very important. This can be monotonous, but this is the fastest way to get promoted. It's the fastest way to add value. And in a lot of companies, maybe in your company, maybe on your team, there is a bottleneck for a handful of people that can truly find and fix root issues. And I'll tell you, that's so valuable, because when I have someone on my team that doesn't ask me questions, but can actually find the root issues, fix them, and I never even hear about it, I know to trust that person. I promote that person. I send them more work, all those things. So invest time in learning this skill set. And the next time you run into an issue, I encourage you to ask these 3 questions. Is this an actual root issue, or can it be duplicated? How can I find the real root issue or the root cause, and can I isolate that cause? And then how do I fix this, or is this worth fixing? So test those things. I promise it'll help you solve the root issue. You might end up Googling some things, but guess what? The person that you were going to send it to, that was just what they were going to have to do anyway. There's no smarter than you. There's a mindset and a skill set behind this, and it starts with defaulting towards action. So comment below, let me know, what was your #1 takeaway from this video? How do you isolate and fix root issues? Click the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See ya.